This is the full version of the disclosure segment from the dispatch number 002. Let us know if you agree, and thanks for supporting the State Files.
I agree. Disclosure is likely to happen sooner than later. It's what we do next that really matters.
More of a question for them, out there, but thank you.
Of course. Anything for the YouTubers. YouTubies? YouTublicals? YouTube Nation? They tubers, me tubers, my tubicles? That sounded bad. The fine people of YouTube.
Oh, wow, that happened.
What happened?
Enjoy the clip, friends.
Seriously, what happened?
When people talk about disclosure, they usually focus on one question. Can humanity handle it? The idea that if the truth were revealed, society would panic, that belief systems would collapse. But history doesn't really support that. Human beings adapt. If tomorrow it was confirmed that we're not alone, most people wouldn't stop going to work. They wouldn't stop paying their bills. And religion, it wouldn't disappear. It would adjust, incorporate, find a way to include it. Because people don't organize their lives around what's possible. They organize them around what's practical, what matters day to day. Like how much it costs to fill up their tank, how much it costs to heat their home, how much it costs to live. And that's where the conversation changes. Because disclosure doesn't end with, are UFOs real? It begins with the next question. How do they work? How does something move without wings, without visible propulsion, without combustion? Because once that question is asked, it doesn't go away. It gets investigated, pressed, demanded, and eventually answered. And if the answer reveals a new way to generate or manipulate energy, then everything built on the current model starts to shift. Fuel, power grids, transportation. Entire industries that depend on how energy is produced and sold. Because that wouldn't just be a discovery. It would be an awakening. Not philosophical, practical, immediate. People wouldn't just ask what else is out there. They'd ask why they're still paying for what's already here. Why energy costs what it does. Why the system works the way it works. And why it hasn't changed. That kind of shift doesn't just affect ideas. It affects structure, economics, power, control, on a global scale. So maybe the question isn't whether humanity is ready. Maybe it's whether the systems in place are built to survive it. Because if disclosure leads to understanding, and understanding leads to change, then the cost of that truth will be higher than the cost of hiding it. Because once people understand how something works, they stop accepting why it doesn't.
The truth? Disclosure? It's energy.